Good morning, Alan. Lifting weights make them bulky. I know I love weightlifting. That's one of the ways that got me the body that I wanted. But I want the ladies to hear from you. If for those who do not like going to the gym to train with weights, what are the ways that they can still do, or can they still get the results that they want?
Good question. The simple answer is muscles only change under a certain level of tension. And there's an old saying that goes, if you want to get bigger, you lift heavy. If you want to get more tone, you lift light. The reason why that's important is because the concept of women getting big, I'm not even sure where it came from, but I do know that it's pretty much a myth. It's been a myth that's been going around for God knows how long, like a long time. I don't even know how it got started, but I do know that it's a lot more apparent. It's a lot more common to believe these days, because when we look on social media, we look online, how many women do we see, men too, of course, but for the sake of this conversation, how many women do we see that just look really big and they got like these thick necks and these big biceps, and they got like some of their bodies almost look like men from behind, right?
Yes.
If you look at that, the one denominator that's not being talked about is the amount of testosterone these people are putting into their body. And this is important because testosterone, that hormone, is the main reason why some people get really big and some people, no matter how hard they work out, they don't get big at all. I mean, take you for example, Helen. I mean, for all the times that you've been working out, we've gotten you to lift very light and very heavy. And you have relatively been the same size since I've met you, right? And you've got every kind of workout out there. So the concept of getting really big only applies if someone is using a PED or a steroid of some type, or if they're just, I mean, it's a 1 in a million to what I get, to what I understand. But some people are just genetic freaks where they just have a lot of testosterone, right? So they're the seldom few. But for the majority of women that we're serving, no, to get big, oh, geez, that you know, okay, so here's one thing. Here's one possible avenue. So I'm going to say this out real quick. Let's say a woman already has 20, 30, 40 pounds plus on their body that they're trying to melt off. If they're building muscle but not burning the body fat, then there's a chance they could look a little bit bulkier. But they were bulky to begin with, right? And if they're bulky to begin with and they look a little bulkier, it's only because they built a little bit of lean muscle that's pushing up on the frame of their limbs, of their body. And because they haven't melted the body fat yet, at least not at the speed they want to, then if they're already bulky, they just look a little bulkier. But this kind of frame size indifference is different from the mindset that a lot of women have, which is they could be like this and then grow to this. Like, no, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I would say that if someone still fears it, all they have to do really is focus on doing some weights, because you can't do cardio alone. To get lean, to have that lean competitive figure image, you got to lift weights. But to avoid the bulky, if that was even possible, they just have to lift light weights. That's it. Right. What's the definition of a light weight? Any weight that they can push or pull 10 to 20 times on average or more. Okay, that's important because when you look at bodybuilders, for example, when you look at how they train, they always go for the 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 rep max. Meaning, whether they're pushing or pulling in a series of workouts, they'll pick exercises where the weight is so heavy, it is so heavy, that they could barely get through that 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 reps max.
Mhm.
And when you do that, it forces the muscles. You're basically signaling the muscles, you got to grow. You got to grow. You got to get bigger to move this stuff, to pull this
Mhm.
stuff, or we're
Mhm.
not moving it. And what you
Mhm.
demand of your body, not what you ask, not what you hope, what you demand of your body will respond. And that's how you can generate nice lean muscles. Even if you're worried about getting bulky, just lift light, and you'll be fine.
Yes, thank you so much, Ellen. I bought this question because, to be honest, 8 of the 10 women wanted to look lean and toned, but they would say, I do not want to go to the gym and lift weights.
Well, if they look lean and toned, then chances are is they're probably already lifting weights, or they may be doing something else. Like if they're lean, they could be doing something else. Like they could just be not eating as much.
It's just something to myth about getting bigger by lifting weights. I mentioned this before. Men have 20 times more of those hormones than women, so it will be hard. I wish I can build muscle easy, but being a woman and not taking illegal supplements, I have to work differently. So for those of you women, lifting weight is one of the best ways to get a leaner and toner body.
Correct.
Thank you.